In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
Do you guys know there's a car that runs on water?
What? It's so stupid, Monty.
Who in the world threw this book?
I did.
The Jungle. Have you guys ever read it?
I have.
I have not. Who's it by?
It was written by Upton Sinclair.
Nobody cares. Let's talk about the car.
What? So stupid. True.
No, please, tell me about the book.
Well, the book was about a Lithuanian man named Jurgis and how his family immigrated to the Chicago area.
Please, tell me more. Well, Jurgis first married his wife Ona and they first moved to Packingtown, which is in Chicago.
Yeah, and the whole family goes to buy a house, but they get scammed and end up losing it in a year.
Wow, that's harsh.
And then Jurgis works at the packing industry and gets to see how horrible the conditions are.
Yeah, and then Ona gets pregnant, and when she has her baby, she wants to help support the family.
But then she gets sick because she overworks herself, and she dies. This leaves Jurgis devastated. And after a couple of months, Jurgis' only son runs in the street, and Jurgis can't take it anymore. So he becomes a hobo and wanders the countryside.
So does life ever become easier for Jurgis?
Yeah, a little bit. And then he decides to go back into Packingtown. He feels guilty for leaving his family and goes to meet them. They understand why he left, but couldn't support him, so they asked him to leave.
Wow, that's not very nice. So guys, I finally read The Jungle, and I thought it was a great book with many possible themes. I thought the book was represented very well. When Jurgis always said he would work harder.
It does make sense. If you think about it, this quote only appears in the first section of the book.
In all actuality, Jurgis only used this quote when his hopes were high, but when things started to go wrong and the family can't provide, or when Jurgis got hurt, he didn't say that anymore.
That is all true, but maybe the second aspect of the book is represented by the fact of how Jurgis used the drinking to drown his emotional and physical pain. I agree. All of Jurgis' friends drink, so why shouldn't he? And also, when Ona died, he took Katrina's hard-earned money and spent it to take away the emptiness he had.
Well, if you guys look at Upton Sinclair's history, his dad was a liquor salesman who was a heavy alcoholic. I think Upton reflected this in The Jungle, possibly because he was affected by it so much.
One of Jurgis' main problems was that he was a beggar that lived in the present. If you think about it, the real reason that Jurgis became a beggar is because he always spent his money on alcohol. I need money.
Who are you?
This is for a hot meal. My name's Jurgis.
Take this. Please, never come back.
In my opinion, Jurgis and his family's downward spiral started when he lost his cool with Connor and went to jail.
If you think about it, Jurgis went to jail 2 more times in the book, just for fighting.
Well, the first time he went to jail was because he beat up Ona's boss, Connor. This really affected the family because they could no longer pay for the house, and they were eventually kicked out.
True. I believe Jurgis going to jail becomes a habit for him that he can't stop because of his short temper.
Hey, Jurgis. Help me! Break it up! Help! Break it up! Help me! Break it up! Help me! Break it up! Get away!
I think the book was really meant to show the horrible conditions of the city and of the meatpacking industry.
Well, the packers used everything from the hog but the squeal. They would put artificial chemicals into the hog if it was spoiled. That way, when the people would eat it, they couldn't taste the rotten or spoiled meat. This book did lead to the Pure Food and Drug Act, which made the meat industry a lot cleaner. Sinclair kind of exposed the scandals of big meat industries.
It was very popular in that time to be a muckraker, which are writers that expose scandals. And Sinclair obviously did this very well because he's a writer who caused social change. I honestly think that this whole book was written to show the rise of socialism in that time.
Yeah, you make a good point. Near the end of the book, results of the election had come in, and results for socialists had rose nearly 50%. In a lot of places, including Packingtown. The very last statement of the book was at a socialist party, where a speaker ends in a flamboyant speech saying, with the chant saying, "Chicago will be ours! Chicago will be ours!"
Many scholars say this book is directly related to the temporary rise of socialism, just like it was related to the Pure Food and Drug Act.
On one final note, The Jungle was about a fictional family, but it closely related to Upton Sinclair's life. To write the story, Sinclair actually moved to Packingtown to see what the conditions were really like, and he finally ended up a socialist, almost like the Count of Durgis.
Well, guys, I think we should rate the book. Alright, I give it a 4 out of 5, for the fact that the language was hard to understand and was really hard to relate to. Otherwise, it was very good.
I give it a perfect 10 because it really opened my eyes to what it was like to live back then, and I'm glad I don't.
For me, it was a 9 out of 10. I found the book interesting in some parts, but in others it was too confusing to keep track of. I would recommend this book to anybody who wanted a good, thought-provoking read.
Me, honestly, I didn't care for this book. I would give it 7 out of 10. I found the book was very boring and not having a lot of excitement. I did not learn, but I did learn a lot about this time.
That was fun. We should start a book club.
Whatever, next time we could talk about the car that runs on water. But I'm heading out, I have to go to practice. See you guys later. Hey Stan, you want to skip tomorrow?
Dude, we could go to Boondocks.
It's a date. See you there. Bye-bye! Down. Alright, and the music will start in the middle.
Somebody's here. It's my mom.
Might be.
What is
Oh
this?
my god! Oh my!
Jeez.
Chance's thing is charging. Look at this.
No, it just doesn't naturally. Just hit play.
No.
What the heck?
Oh, I got
Why
this
is it
thing. I got
charging?
this play. You messed
Play.
up. Oh my god.
So, Jurgis married his wife, Ona, and they had to buy a house.
I did.
Hey, look, The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. Haven't you guys ever read it?
Oh yeah, I love it.
I have not.
Was not written.
Time out. We're supposed to change the camera view.
We're losing candy.
Okay, wow. Wait, let's talk about the car. Well, alright, so... I'm supposed to move the camera. You were supposed to move the camera.
Oh.
Okay.
Alright.
Pause.
Where's the book? Oh god. Okay. We forgot the book.
Yeah, here.
This quote only appears in the first section of the book.